Did you feel prepared?
I felt prepared, especially after I heard everyone saying what was just in the reports that I already read, and like they were suggesting things that were already in all of these reports. So I kind of felt really prepared because I knew exactly what they were talking about.
If you were talking to somebody that was taking this class, what would you recommend to them for them to be successful?
Definitely read the reports the previous years. Those really help a lot because you really get to know the issues. Just reading articles about them, you don't know exactly where the UN stands on things unless you're reading the UN articles, because it is quite a bit different than I thought it would be. But definitely knowing all the facts, because when you know the facts, people respect you a lot more, and they take your opinion more into consideration when you have the exact facts. I think I tried really hard to make sure that I knew what I was doing so I didn't seem like I was out of place here, because I am not a political science major, so I don't really know as much as some people do when it comes to like writing resolutions and like all the political issues. I didn't really know many of them going in, so I had to learn them all, so that was kind of a harder thing.
You said that this experience told you a few things. What did it tell you?
Political science is definitely not for me.
Okay. But you also said at the same time that it was a good experience. How come? How could political science not be for you and this still be a good experience?
I got to meet a lot of people, and you kind of like make connections and learn about, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to learn about like the political science part of things, even though that's not for me and not what I want to do with the rest of my life, but just to kind of get the experience and see what it's like in the UN, because I thought they actually had a lot more power than they do. They actually don't have as much power as I thought.
The UN? What was the best thing about this conference?
I don't know, I really like the experience, just like being here, seeing all of the people and like learning about the UN, what exactly it does, because I didn't really know before, and like learning about it was really interesting.
What was the worst thing?
Everyone arguing all the time. They just argued if someone didn't like another country. Like in there, Finland talked for half an hour about why they wanted this bill passed, and then they voted no just because it was Kenya's resolution. So they said no after they argued yes for a half an hour.
Does this give you more or less confidence in the UN as a body?
Kind of less, actually, because I thought they had more power than they actually have. So I like that they come up with the ideas and they give the countries the ideas, like the suggestions on what they should do, but I thought they had a lot more power than they actually do.
We were talking just a bit about the position paper process, okay?
Yeah.
And you were saying?
Well, the position paper was a lot different than I thought it was going to be. Like, I liked how we focused on Sierra Leone. We started out, like with our white papers, we started out a lot of Sierra Leone, Sierra Leone, Sierra Leone. So when we wrote our position papers, we went from the position of Sierra Leone because we were in that mindset of Sierra Leone. And I know a lot of other schools didn't. They just wrote what facts they knew on certain issues, and it wasn't from their country's point of view. Like Syria, talking about armed conflict in a different way without taking into any consideration ISIS or anything like that, didn't really make sense to me. So I really liked how we focused on Sierra Leone first, and then took it out, but still left like our position from Sierra Leone. It was still from there. It just wasn't about it.
You said to me, I remember when you said early on that you thought we were going to be overmatched until you read the position papers.
Yes.
Okay, go.
Once I read the position papers, I realized that people really weren't going from their country, and they didn't seem as prepared. When I got here, they were really prepared, more than I thought they would be from the position papers, but it kind of helped seeing the position papers and thinking that they weren't all that prepared. I went in more confident than I did before we came here, so it kind of helped because they weren't as amazingly great as I thought they were going to be.
What would you suggest that I do if I do this next year? How could I improve this?
I would definitely look at writing the resolutions and make sure that they read the past reports, because those really help a lot.
And how do you get people to do that? Will you tell me that right now?
I don't know how you get them to read them. At least give them to them, and then if they don't know what they're doing, it's their own fault.
Because it's pretty obvious the people that were prepared had a much better experience than people that weren't. Because you don't have anything to talk about.
You just sit there if you don't know what you're talking about.
You also said on Yik Yak,
Oh, yeah.
we got dinged for not talking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But
They said we weren't the best delegation, but we are in character. Like, if we...
Did they actually say we were in character?
They didn't say we were in character.
Oh.
And I would have commented on it again, but too many people disliked it, so it disappears when too many people dislike it.
So they came to our defense.
They were defending us, so... Because we were in character. Sierra Leone wouldn't talk as much as, say, the United States or even countries like Germany or these other ones. They would talk way more than we would ever talk.
Right.
Because we are a little teeny West African country that doesn't have any power.
Right.
So...